this is the Irish Extra, and lads, isn't it sad when a great sportsman does not end his career in the right way? In fact, ends it in a really muddy, undignified, poor way that reflects badly and leaves a sour taste and smell in the air. That right now is Cristiano Ronaldo, who is torching his time at Al Nassr in just typical fashion, because I think this man had the perfect career, right? He'd won the Euros with Portugal. He'd won 5 Champions Leagues and 5 Ballon d'Ors. He was a Real Madrid god. But I think ever since that Cardias final of 2018, his career has sort of slipped a little bit off a cliff. Like, it's stupid to say because he scored goals everywhere he's gone, and he's on track to get 1,000 goals. So it's mad to say, but I think his late 30s have been a really difficult era to try and navigate for him, and it's because I think the man's goals have changed. Okay, right now he's apparently on strike in the Saudi Pro League because he's upset that Al Nassr have not invested the same way Al Hilal have. For a start, I think the whole fact that Ronaldo's even in the Saudi Pro League is kind of sad to begin with, considering a few years ago he said that he told Jonathan Ross on his talk show that he wanted to retire with dignity and that he didn't see himself in the USA or Dubai or anywhere like that. And even had to go at Xavi for saying he was playing guitar, saying he had no relevance. His opinion held no weight because he's all the way over in the Qatar Stars League, and who cares? Yeah, I think Ronaldo is a man struggling to cope with age and getting older and getting kind of losing his star appeal to a lot of clubs. Like, I don't know. I think he's in the Saudi Pro League because he ran out of options. Like, if it was up to him, when he left Man United, he would have walked into another European bigwig. Don't forget, before the Man United move, he was on the brink of a move to Man City a year or two before they won the treble. So, like, the fact that I think that was a big blow to him when he did the Piers Morgan interview and got booted out of the club. Basically, I wouldn't say erect his Man United legacy. No, I think the fans still absolutely love him. But when you look back at his time at the club, it definitely ended in a horrible way. I mean, the way Ronaldo should have been remembered at Old Trafford is for, I don't know, probably walking out with a Champions League trophy in 2008 if he didn't been allowed to go to Real Madrid that summer. But even still, I mean, his last game for them was losing a Champions League final to Barcelona. Fine, it's kind of a sad way to end, but you know, they still won the league. He left with the Premier League winners' medal. Leaving in the Christmas of 2022, being shuffled out the door, kind of being sacked in a nice way, having his contract ripped up. I think that was a rotten way to end his time at Man United. For that to be the final chapter in the book at Old Trafford, that was sad and really unfitting and unbecoming for such a superstar footballer who should be rightly loved at the club and is loved at the club. But I'd say there's also quite a handful of Man United fans who thought, what a Burke, like coming out and doing that interview mid-season. Very self-serving, very egocentric, and didn't help the club at all during a really rough moment for them. And I mean, it was no coincidence. This was like a few weeks before they went on to lose 7-0 to Liverpool. So, yeah, I thought that was poor. He left Juventus in tears. I don't look at the Juventus spell as being particularly successful. Yeah, he won a couple of league titles there, but he also joined Juventus during the end of their era of dominance. Like, he was supposed to come to Juventus when they were already, you know, hoovering up league titles for fun. But he was supposed to go there and be the guy to lead them to the Champions League. Because again, Ronaldo's a man driven by ego. And to be fair, that would be an unbelievable achievement. Something to tick off the bucket list. And you went to a massive club like Juve and were the guy to get them over the line and win their first Champions League since the 90s. That would have been huge. But it didn't end like that. It didn't end like that at all. No, they didn't even reach a final. So I don't think that was particularly successful. And then the Man United thing was just a bit of a disaster, considering, I mean, it started well, scored a few goals, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sacked within 3 months, and they never really recovered. He was part of some awful defeats. Part of a team who lost 5-0 at home to Liverpool. It was quite disgraceful, actually, being part of that Man United side. Yeah, I think he regrets going back. Now he's in the Saudi Pro League, somewhere where he didn't ever envisage being, but it's only because the man is too scared to retire. Look, as we all get older, we always struggle to come to terms with the fact that we're not able to do things we used to do. Right now, I'm sitting down because I can't get up. Right now, I was playing football last night, rolled my ankle again. Yep, I know it keeps happening to me more and more now. I just keep picking up these injuries because I'm getting older. I'm in my 30s and I'm still trying to be a left winger who doesn't pass the ball. Guess what, sunshine? You can't keep doing that when you're old and have a face like a used boot. Like, I am getting older and older. My body cannot do what it used to be able to do in his 20s, and I'm struggling to come to terms with that. And I don't get paid to play football. It's just my hobby, what I do for fun. And now, yeah, I'm nursing a club foot because I went over in it by trying to dribble past too many players. So that's me at my peasant level. Cristiano Ronaldo is getting paid £500,000 a week, like £8 a minute, something insane. And yeah, I mean, why would you retire when you're getting paid an absolute fortune like that? I'll tell you why, because you're a billionaire and you want to go out being remembered as a great, I mean, he obviously will be remembered like that forever and ever and ever, but I don't know, it's a lasting image you want to leave the public with. Like Messi is probably going to retire in a couple of years, right? But we have a recent memory of Messi being great, truly great, by winning the World Cup and being Argentina's talisman. He's had his Maradona moment in 2022 in his late 30s. He's had that. So it's fine. He's into Miami now, which Ronaldo has sneered at, saying that, the Saudi Pro League is so much better than the MLS. And okay, there's more stars in the Saudi Pro League, yeah, but I would imagine that it's leagues like this, right? These leagues which have designated players in the MLS, or they've got, bucket loads of money to spend on top stars, but they don't spread that money around the team. No, these clubs, they buy like 4 or 5 superstars, and then they still have absolute, untalented cream eggs making up with the rest of the players. I would imagine the worst players in the Saudi Pro League are worse than the worst players in the MLS. Because at least the worst players in the MLS are like ex-championship footballers, like people like Rob Holding and, quite talented local lads who came through American scholarships. So, I mean, yeah, I might be wrong. I might be wrong on this, and maybe the local Saudi players are better than I thought. But I think that also comes into the frustration with Ronaldo. It has to. When he feels like he's all alone in his team with, look, he's got superstars around him. He's got Kingsley Coman and Sadio Mane. But what happens when the football is given to the less talented ones who can't pass the ball or can't cross it in? And let's be honest now, Ronaldo's a man who needs service. Sadio Mane and Kingsley Coman can still do it. I mean, Mane just won the African Nations Cup, and Coman was recently in the Bayern Munich team. Ronaldo absolutely relies on his teammates now. He can't just pick up the ball and run and run and run. And that must lead into a real sense of frustration for him, because again, he can't do what he used to do. And that is why he's locked away in the Saudi Pro League, because he's not going to get any other job offers in Europe. I mean, right now, the guy's teasing his £43 million release clause. Why else would you have a release clause in your Al Nassr contract if you don't think you will have options when you leave? But lads, he turns 41 today. It's his birthday. He's gotten old quick. Like, to me, it feels like 5 minutes ago he was having his 30th birthday, hours after Real Madrid lost 4-0 to Atletico Madrid, and he got a lot of flack for that. That feels like 5 minutes ago. He's 41. I don't know. I think he's in for a real rude awakening, because right now he's on strike, because he's protesting at the fact that Al Hilal get to spend all the money, and he's seen his former Ballon d'Or buddy Karim Benzema just get a move to there, while Al Nassr haven't done anything this month. I don't know. I think there's a way of doing this, and I think going on strike at 41 is a little bit pathetic. Like, I'm not a Ronaldo hater by any stretch. I think he's an amazing footballer, and he's the type of attitude who I like. It's not too far removed from the Jose Mourinho attitude. The charisma, the arrogance, the ability to back up the arrogance. I love that in a sportsman. I absolutely love it. It's like a Muhammad Ali thing. It's great. So I'll never have a go at Ronaldo for that, for the arrogance. But what I think I've sensed over the last few years is a sort of self-entitlement, which someone like Mourinho never had. And it's just like Ronaldo expects everything to be done his way, and for the team, I don't know, just for certain decisions at each club he's in to appease him. Because it's almost like it's brand Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo plus 10 others. I just think it's sad. I think the wrong moves were made after leaving Real Madrid. I mean, you could argue going to Juventus was okay because he scored a lot of goals there, and it wasn't a failure, but it wasn't a success. I think a better move could have been made in 2018. Where could he have gone? I don't know. Bayern Munich maybe could have worked. Yeah, because it was just before they won the Champions League. He could have, he could have ticked that off his bucket list. But I just think, especially the last 5 years have been really disappointing to see. I think it's really silly that he's in the Saudi Pro League and he's upset that his club aren't spending as much as another one, and so just refuses to play. Like, that's not gonna, the only thing that's gonna do is get you out of the club. Is that really what you want when you're 39 goals short of your goal? I don't know. I don't know what he would do. I don't think he'd get a job offer in Europe. Clubs these days, especially big clubs, have models implemented in terms of their transfer strategy. They don't just go out there and spend big money on big fat names to sell some shirts. Doesn't work like that. Not anymore. I mean, Ralph Rangnick was at RB Leipzig and said that Messi and Ronaldo were too old 10 years ago. He said this in 2016, that Ronaldo was too old to fit in at Leipzig when he was 31. He's 41 now. We've just seen Union Berlin balk at the chance of signing Raheem Sterling. They got scared away. They could absolutely... Are you telling me Union Berlin could not use a player like Raheem Sterling? Of course they could. But he has massive wages that they don't want to know because it doesn't suit the model. Same thing with Ronaldo. It's quite crazy considering this man is the most famous man on planet Earth. And yet his options have never been smaller. And why? Because he's 41. He's an old man now. And look, he's 39 goals short. What does he do? Just get back in the Al Nassr team and just start playing. But, I mean, if you had to move on, I don't know where you go. Because I don't know where else you're going to find a club silly enough to pay that sort of money for a man who can't move around the pitch anymore because he's 41. I think he's going to have a sobering realization when he realizes that he can't go anywhere else. And so just has to kind of come out of his strop that he's having at 41. Again, who has strops at 41? You're a grown man, Ronaldo. I don't get it. I was surprised he even had one at Man United when he was like 37, but to have it at 41, refusing to play, nah, it's I just think it's a sad end to what has been an unbelievable career. And I think it's going to be even sadder in the summer. Playing in the World Cup at 41 is going to be embarrassing, okay? We are going to see Cristiano Ronaldo fully getting left behind on the world stage because he can hide in the Saudi Pro League because no one watches the Saudi Pro League, not even in Saudi, okay? They can't fill their grounds. And no one really bothers to click on the highlights packages on YouTube either. Like, Sky are kind of being a dead horse with that. No one cares, okay? So Ronaldo can hide away and lurk around the penalty boxes, and no one can really see how much he's digressed since leaving Man United. But oh boy, when it's up there on that world stage at the World Cup, and Roberto Martinez is too scared not to pick him, too afraid of leaving the most famous man on earth on the bench, we're going to see it plain and simple. You know, when we've got a perfectly fine Gonzalo Ramos sitting on the bench, someone who scored a hat-trick at the last World Cup, whilst Ronaldo slumps about up top, unable to move, really. I think it's going to be a really sad way for Ronaldo to go out. And why? Because he chose to do this. He chose not to go out on top. When Portugal were dumped out by Morocco at the last World Cup, and I remember Ronaldo storming down the tunnel, and I could have bet anything that would be the last time we saw him in a Portugal shirt, and it's definitely at a World Cup. But the fact that our last memories of him are going to be as this, it's really sad. It's a bit like Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul on Netflix for any boxing fans. Like anyone who remembered him in the 90s, suddenly seeing him as an old man flinching because he's in front of a stupid YouTuber, like it's really, I just think it's sad. I think it's sad, and I think Cristiano Ronaldo is going to leave a massive legacy as being, you know, and what he's done off the pitch, on the pitch, creating this Beckham-type brand, but also having an unbelievable playing CV too. Something which Beckham didn't, you know, quite have. I mean, sure, he had Man United, Real Madrid, but he went to the MLS really young. So he doesn't have that whole body of work. Like, it was fine. It was a couple of cute little chapters at AC Milan and PSG. Nice to flex on the gram, sure, but it's not like a 100% unbelievable body of work. Like, Beckham hasn't gone down as one of the greatest footballers of all time. No. I mean, if he had a face that looked like a fridge, nobody would talk about him anymore. And we certainly wouldn't have media outlets fawning over an Instagram post from his son. No, none of that. But for Ronaldo to have the brand off it and the playing ability to back it up on the pitch, it's unbelievable. But I just think these last few years, it's going to be our final memories of him, and I think it's just going to be a little sad. Anyway, tell me what you think. Have I gone too far on this? Am I making too big a deal out of this? Am I showing absolutely no tact for doing this on a man's actual birthday? Look, let me know in the comments, all right? Let me know. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, ways. I'll talk to you in a while.